Folk Football back again with your Spfl transfer roundup show, and this one is for the 6th of January 2024. Brand new year, brand new gear here on the channel, and let's simply talk about the biggest stories from yesterday. Because it looks like Josh Doig, it looks like that ain't particularly happening, to say the least. Looks like Yilmaz, that is completely went into overdrive. Yilmaz to Hellas Verona, I think that is probably the most likely option, as two dogs try and kill each other in the background. But here, Josh Doig for Yilmaz would be a good deal for Rangers. It seems like, in terms of which one's more likely to happen, it looks like Yilmaz is far more likely to go to Hellas Verona than Doig is to come to us, because I look at it, right, Yilmaz is worth a wee bit less, and are we really going to offer Yilmaz in millions for Josh Doig? Here, I rate Josh Doig, right? I do rate Yilmaz, but he's far too injury prone, man. I need a bit more from him. I've already explained this a million times. You know, last couple of games have been really good, but then he'll get injured. He's like the left back Kamar Roof. My problem is, are Rangers really going to put themselves in a position, right, where they're spending money on a left back they don't necessarily need when we need a striker, right? If you look at that Rangers team, we need a striker. Yes, you know what, right? We need a couple of midfielders, but the only reason we need midfielders is because we've got so many issues in midfield, but injuries and suspensions and so forth, right? Because you look up front, Lammers is mince. He's probably played his last game for the club. We'll talk about him in a minute. Danilo's out until April. I do rate Danilo to a certain degree, right? But you know what, the guy in his last couple of games before he got injured, he wasn't doing much for me. He was just as bad as Dessers, and I can't just blast Dessers without blasting Danilo. I can't pretend that Danilo is 100 times better than Dessers, right? He's better, but let's not kid ourselves, folks. He's not. If we think that Danilo is so much better than Dessers, we wouldn't. Well, I mean, yeah, you'd still need a striker because there's loads of injuries, but we wouldn't be so agitated about the fact that we need one, right? Like, Dessers is dog meat, but Danilo's not that much better. If we're being truthful about it, I'm sorry, he ain't. I'm not going to burst anyone's bubbles with that groundbreaking bit of news. So, Rangers need a striker, but for me, if you can get Doig as well as a striker, then why the hell not? Be a decent wee cheeky bit of business, wouldn't it, folks, at the end of the day? Elsewhere, Scott Mckenna. Seems like Celtic have pulled out the race for him, which leaves one less team Rangers have in the way of them between bringing him and the big Scottish international to Ibrox back to Scotland. Of course, former Aberdeen man. Will he have any problems playing for Rangers? Probably not. There's a lot of former Aberdeen men that loved playing for Rangers and still are playing for, Scott Wright, Ryan Jack, etc, etc, etc. Do I need to go on in that regard? Probably not at the end of the day. But yeah, good business all around. Now, Rangers have also been linked with a move for Gigi Small, another left back. His contract with Eredivisie Club 20 expires in the summer, but we'll have to see how that goes. Meanwhile, though, moving down south to England, Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta, who, I mean, him and Cal Hudson-Odoi are on the Epstein list, and that's not what I'm talking about, but if it ever, that's a weird list. I can believe pretty much everyone else on the list apart from those two. I just don't see in a world where Callum Hudson-Odoi ever went to the Epstein Island. I mean, at least Arteta's in like the age bracket, right, that could potentially have went. But Callum Hudson-Odoi, like, when that thing was realistically existing, and like, I mean, he'd been fucking in his teens, or was he a victim rather than was he on the list? But crazy times in football, if we're being honest. Anyway, Mikel Arteta says he's unlikely to call back Scotland defender Kieran Tierney. And you know what? Arsenal deserve everything they get. They've a left back that ain't a fucking left back in Zinchenko. Kieran Tierney, right? Yeah, Zinchenko all round is probably better than Tierney because he can play midfield. But you know what? Kieran Tierney is fucking superior to Zinchenko at left back, and that's the position they've both been brought into play. So I don't really understand Arteta's problem. Do not understand why he's been sent out on loan. I mean, if Arteta wants to prefer Zinchenko, fair enough, but leaving yourself short at the fucking back is ridiculous for Arteta. So yeah, Arsenal, Kieran Tierney definitely would have won Arsenal the league like he did last year. Anyway, moving on. What else have we got? Brendan Rodgers says any contract talks with goalkeeper Joe Hart will have to wait until the nearer end of this season. And the same goes for Abada, and the same goes, well, no, not Abada, sorry, the same goes for Liam Scales. Anyway, guys, till next time, peace.